Band's named after geometry. It's deep stuff, man. Cover Killer Nation, we're here to talk about a band today that has gotten limited press, however, has recently signed to Season of Mist Records. Is going to be releasing an album here in 2012. It's going to be self-titled, and that's the band Dodecahedron. Those of you who don't know what a dodecahedron is, as to where they have gotten their name from, yeah, definitely check out Wikipedia on that one. Pretty interesting article if you're into geometry or just into stuff like that. But this is a band that has been kind of roughed into and lumped into the whole post-metal or post-black metal ideal that has sort of become a new wave here within the past couple of years. And you know, as much as I really like the whole terminology of the genre and things like that whenever I listened to this album, my first exposure to the band, I really didn't get a lot of that. I got some glimmers here and there, however, I found this to be more along the lines of good old-fashioned atmospheric black metal. And by atmospheric black metal, we have your traditional black metal ideals, however, we have a lot of we have a lot of transitions as far as pacing is concerned. We have some very clever and unique songwriting that goes on. This is not something that's going to be in-your-face, direct black metal that you are used to from perhaps bands along the lines of Immortal and Emperor and Burzum from the early 1990s. This is instead part of that tertiary wave of black metal that has kind of spawned recently that opts to use a little bit more in the way of atmosphere in order to kind of conjure up a feeling. There's a lot of bands out there that have been able to kind of do this ideal and do it semi-decently. But Dodecahedron, I've noticed, is a band that's able to do this fairly well. Whenever I listen to this 7-track affair, there are varying track lengths here, anywhere from 4 minutes to eclipsing the 10-minute mark. And whenever you have a wide variety like that, you know you're going to get a lot of different ideals. Not to mention what we consider to be probably side B of this LP, if this were on a vinyl, is composed of a trilogy of sorts. And it's just a very interesting, flowing idea. Kind of like, do you remember Our Fortress is Burning from Agalloch? Do you remember that track, that trilogy of track, guys? I'm sure you guys do. But kind of resembles that idea in a little bit, with the exception of it not being nearly as creative or spawning a saxophone solo or anything like that, or any sort of wind instrument. Now with this album, one thing that I noticed was not only a variation in pace, but also just very good vocals. I think that the whole mix on this album was done very well, so this is a band that is certainly taking advantage of all of the tools that they have available in order to make some very creative and semi-clever atmospheric black metal. They have a lot of good things going for them. Not to mention, they also seem to be picking up some momentum. Their songwriting is very strong. This is a band that will probably be lumped in with a lot of others in the atmospheric black metal category. They will not gain the same recognition as a post-black metal band such as Fended throughout the year 2011. However, this is a band that I think that should be watched, that perhaps through the evolution of their career as they continue onward with Season of Mist, or continue on with their career in general, will really hit a stride that will seem to gain them or garner them a little bit more recognition. In fact, this is a band that's being investigated both by myself as well as by the Needle Drop in one of his recent posts on the Needle Drop Facebook page. So definitely, if you haven't liked the Needle Drop's Facebook page, do that at the same time like Cover Killer Nation's Facebook page. Overall, I really enjoyed listening to this LP. I think this was actually a pretty good effort for the first time I've ever listened to this band, and the first exposure I've really had to them. I believe that there's a lot of good to really be gained from checking out this act, and I believe that this is a strong 7.5 to a weak 8. I think this is an album that could certainly show the capabilities of a band that could really hit a stride later on in their career, or their next album could be really ceremoniously even better. It could be a breakout album. But I think that this is a really good groundwork for what the band is able to do. It really, for those who maybe will be exposed to the band for the first time via this album, will get a good representation of the body of work in which they're able to present. And I think that people will genuinely leave this experience very pleased and with a lot of hope, and with a genuine desire to kind of stay on track with this Danish band. So, good job to the guys. And this is a band definitely to keep on your radar, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a name that I think we will be talking about for years to come. So certainly keep these guys in mind in years to come. Cover Killer Nation.